What if I told you that Mars isn't just a dead planet sitting quietly in space, but a warning, a message written in dust, stone, and silence, a glimpse into a future that could one day belong to Earth if we're not careful? Because when scientists study Mars, they don't just see what went wrong there, they see what could go wrong here. Mars wasn't always the cold, lifeless world we see today. Billions of years ago, it had rivers, lakes, maybe even oceans. Its surface was shaped by flowing water, not frozen dust. It had a thicker atmosphere, a magnetic field, conditions that, at least for a time, may have supported life. Mars didn't start out dead. It became that way. And that's what makes it terrifying. Because Mars didn't explode. It didn't burn. It didn't suffer some sudden cosmic catastrophe. Mars faded. Slowly. Quietly. One protective layer at a time. When scientists talk about Mars today, they're not talking about science fiction. They're talking about planetary collapse. A real example of what happens when a planet loses the systems that make life possible. One of the first things Mars lost was its magnetic field. On Earth, you never see it. You never feel it. But it's always there, wrapping the planet in an invisible shield that deflects deadly solar radiation. Mars once had that too, but its core cooled faster than Earth's. The magnetic field weakened. Then it disappeared. Once that shield was gone, the sun began stripping Mars of its atmosphere. Particle by particle, year by year, century by century, the atmosphere thinned. Pressure dropped. Water on the surface evaporated or froze. What was once a living planet became exposed and vulnerable. And here's the part that hits uncomfortably close to home. Earth also depends on invisible systems. A magnetic field, a stable atmosphere, a delicate balance of temperature and chemistry. We tend to think of these things as permanent, guaranteed. But Mars shows us that they are not. Climate change on Earth is not the same as what happened on Mars. But the lesson is not about identical causes. It's about fragility. It's about how planetary systems respond when balance is disrupted. On Earth, we are changing the atmosphere faster than any natural process ever has. Carbon dioxide levels are rising. Temperatures are increasing. Ice is melting. Oceans are warming and acidifying. These changes don't happen overnight. They happen gradually, quietly, the same way Mars changed. And just like Mars, Earth doesn't come with an emergency reset button. When scientists look at Mars, they see what happens when a planet can no longer protect itself. When the atmosphere becomes too thin, when water disappears, when radiation reaches the surface unchecked. Mars became hostile to life, not because it hated life, but because the systems that supported life failed. Earth is different, but not immune. One of the most dangerous assumptions humans make is believing that technology will always save us. That if something goes wrong, we'll just invent our way out of it. Mars challenges that belief. Terraforming Mars sounds exciting. Thickening the atmosphere, warming the planet, bringing water back. But when scientists break it down, they're brutally honest. Mars is too small to hold onto a thick atmosphere long-term. Its gravity is too weak. Without a magnetic field, the solar wind would strip away anything we build. If we struggle to engineer a stable environment on Mars, a planet we completely control, what makes us think we can casually destabilize Earth and fix it later? Earth works because it maintains itself. Forests regulate carbon. Oceans store heat. Plate tectonics recycle elements. Life itself plays a role in keeping the planet livable. Mars lost that feedback loop. Earth still has it, but feedback systems can be overwhelmed. Mars teaches us that planets don't recover easily. Once critical systems are gone, they don't just come back because we want them to. Another uncomfortable truth Mars reveals is how dependent life is on long-term stability. Earth didn't become habitable overnight. It took billions of years of fine balance. Atmosphere, gravity, magnetism, biology, climate. Mars missed that window, and windows close. When we imagine Earth's future, we often picture dramatic endings. Asteroids, nuclear war, alien invasion. But Mars didn't die dramatically. It died through neglect by physics, through gradual loss, through processes that didn't care whether life existed or not. That's the danger of slow change. It doesn't trigger panic. It doesn't force immediate action. People adapt. They normalize new conditions. Until suddenly, the old conditions are gone. Mars didn't realize it was dying. And if planets could think, Earth wouldn't either. Some people say Mars is humanity's backup plan, a second home in case Earth fails. But Mars is not a solution to Earth's problems. Mars is a reminder of what happens when planetary protection fails. Mars doesn't offer freedom. It offers dependence. Every breath, every sip of water, every meal, every moment of warmth would rely on technology, on energy, on systems that must never fail. Earth gives us life for free. Mars charges us every second. If we can't protect Earth, we won't succeed on Mars. And this is where the warning becomes clear. Mars shows us that planets don't forgive mistakes easily. It shows us that atmosphere loss is permanent on human timescales, that magnetic fields matter, that water is precious, that life requires constant balance. Earth is still alive, still protected, still stable enough to support billions of people. But stability is not the same as invincibility. The lesson of Mars isn't about abandoning exploration. It's about perspective. Mars tells us what a planet looks like after protection is lost, after balance is gone, after recovery is no longer an option. We study Mars to understand Earth's past, but we also study it to understand Earth's future. And the most unsettling realization scientists have reached is this: Mars didn't become hostile overnight. It became hostile because nothing stopped the slow unraveling. Earth's story is still being written. We still have oceans, a thick atmosphere, a magnetic field, living ecosystems that regulate the planet in ways no machine ever could. But those systems are interconnected. Damage one too deeply, and the others feel it. Mars is quiet today, cold, dry, exposed, not because it was cursed, but because it lost what once protected it. That's why Mars is not just a destination. It's a warning sign, a reminder that planets don't care about ambition, or hope, or technology. They follow physics, and physics is unforgiving. So when we look at Mars, the real question isn't whether Earth is next. The real question is whether we're paying attention. Because once a planet crosses certain thresholds, there's no going back. Mars crossed them. Earth hasn't. Yet. And that yet is everything.